This is a massive situation. It is so massive that it puts the low taper fade meme to shame. Before we get into the video, I'd like to start off by saying we're extremely privileged to even care about internet drama, including myself. The fact that I'm even making a video on this tells you that I have the time and I don't have any better things to worry about in my life. And it also includes you who is wasting your time watching this. So let us both bask in the light of meaningless internet drama and share our unemployed problems with each other. So I got a notification today on my Nokia 3410 and lo and behold, a Trash Taste episode dropped. Featuring Hasan. Damn. Maybe the name of the podcast wasn't a joke after all. Now I'm not going to tell you who Trash Taste is like in some wannabe essay style video.
Trash Taste was created on September 11, 2001, but little did they know that on that fateful day, Jay-Z would publish his most critically acclaimed album of all time. And also 9/11.
Everything you need to know is that Trash Taste is three guys who talk about anime and their absolute horrendous, disgusting, vile takes on food. Ugh. I don't even want to think about it. Surprisingly entertaining. And recently, they invited Hasan Piker, a very popular left political streamer, onto their show. Now, this wasn't the first time they did a podcast with him. In fact, they had one a little over 1 year ago.
Luffy is a terrorist. He is. He is.
I hate that. You're kind of right.
He is a freedom fighter in the most honorable sense of the word. Quite literally fighting against an unjustifiable, corrupt military apparatus that is holding the entire world hostage and the Navy. He's literally killing cops. He's killing sea cops and they're like, no, that's not politics. What do you mean? That's just gum man having fun.
Hold up, let me ask ChatGPT this shit. Well, there you have it. If you want to say you're smarter than an AI, please be my guest. Now, the last episode wasn't all that controversial aside from his horrendous takes. However, this time around when they posted their second collab, it was met with a lot of criticism and even, perhaps, censorship. Allegedly, of course. We'll get into all that in a bit, but first, let's address the elephant in the room. What changed from last time to this time? Was the opinions even worse? What could he have possibly said to piss off so many people in the first 30 seconds? Well, if your answer was nothing, you would be correct. Because it isn't the controversial topics that were discussed in this episode, but more or less the internet's perception of Hasan. In the last year, Hasan has gotten himself into drama after drama after drama. I'm not going to explain every single thing, but if you want to check out a more detailed account of exactly what he has done, well, I'd recommend searching on YouTube or Google, if you ever heard of those type of things. This comment gives us a good summary. Show terrorist propaganda on stream, blatantly lied about world events, openly admitted to be a propagandist on national TV, openly supports terrorists and even glazed one live on stream, is regularly anti-Semitic and called Jews inbred, supported the Chinese invasion of Tibet and a bunch of other genocides, called for political violence against somebody by tweeting out a blueprint for the makeshift weapon used to kill Shinzo Abe under a tweet about them, blatantly lied, saying Hamas never armed Israeli woman, then when he was clearly wrong about it, doubled down and said even if they did, he didn't care, claimed Israeli babies are valid military targets for Hamas and called them baby settlers, which is a dog whistle. Expected everyone else to moderate their chats, like Trash Taste is doing in their comments, being critical of them right now, wink wink, while he has never done the same for them. Supports censorship, opposes free speech, is a socialist with a multi-million-dollar mansion and expensive sports car. Holy fuck, I'm out of breath. Now, usually when I see comments like this, my first assumption is that they're probably over-exaggerating a lot of these just to make their argument seem stronger. But I assure you, although this is a quick summary, it's a pretty good representation of what he has done. You don't have to believe me though, so you do your own research. After all of his controversy, it's a bit bold to assume people are just going to shrug their shoulders and say, yep, fair enough, as long as they don't talk about politics and keep it to anime, I don't have a problem with it. It's like inviting a clown to a funeral and politely asking everybody not to notice. It's simply not going to happen, and people are going to talk about it. Now, I would show the screenshots of comments that were begging Trash Taste not to bring him on anymore, but oddly, they seem to be lost. As somebody pointed out in the Trash Taste subreddit, he believed that they were deleting comments because all the most upvoted ones were suddenly gone. This caused a lot of people to assume that they were somehow censoring comments and soft blocking them. However, to my knowledge, it's impossible to do something like that. I think it's fair to criticize Hasan being on the podcast, but at the same time, I don't want the genuine criticisms to be muddled by unsubstantiated allegations. Most likely what happened is that Hasan's audience was brigading the comment section, so the negative ones would be pushed to the very back of the section. And actually, coincidentally, as I'm recording this video, Trash Taste responded saying that they have never deleted any of the comments. So that's a good thing. But in all fairness, even if they were somehow censoring comments, it's not exactly why people are mad in the first place. The main issue that people have, in all honesty, is as simple as this. They don't like the fact that their favorite YouTubers are associating themselves with such a controversial person, nothing more, nothing less. So is it warranted? Objectively, it's very gray. But do we as the audience really have a right to judge whom our favorite creator is friends with? And in this case, this is where my opinion comes in, okay? It would be a lie to say that I am unbothered that they're being very friendly with Hasan, because as Chris from abroad in Japan had once said,
So did you see the Mr. Beast thing where he rented out the theater to eat his Lunchables and watch the Talk Tour podcast?
Yeah.
Do you know Talk Tour? Do you know the Hawk Tour girl?
Yeah, I know. You know, he teamed up with Logan Paul, and that tells you what you need to know. Literally, he teamed up with Logan Paul, the biggest. Can I say the C word?
Yeah.
Right, biggest f***ing there is, right? I mean, everybody seems to have forgotten what a massive Logan Paul is.
Well, I mean,
right?
it's back.
If he's not filming somebody who's recently taken their own life, literally hanging from a tree in the forest and making it about themselves, you shouldn't be partnering with these sort of people.
Yeah, it is an odd choice.
But
He does seem to love Logan a lot, and it business-wise.
But you and I know behind the scenes, you know, you've heard bad things about Mr. Beast for years. I don't think.
Yeah, you hear rumors.
You've told me rumors.
I've heard a lot of rumors.
Yeah.
So with that logic, I think it's fair to apply it to this scenario as well. In the same way I believe Mr. Beast partying up with a scumbag like Logan Paul isn't a good look, I believe the Trash Taste podcast being all buddy-buddy with Hasan also has the same effect. You can't really ask your fans to completely ignore who you are bringing on and who you are acquainting yourself with. If that's the case, then hell, I guess I'll just bring on Diddy to my podcast and ask him anime questions while being buddy-buddy with him all the time. Obviously, it's an extreme case, but this shows that you can't really expect people to ignore who the people you are associating yourself with. It is just not a good look, in my opinion, of course. Who the hell cares what I think, right? It's not like half the comment section don't share this same exact sentiment. And by the way, regardless of Hasan's audience brigading the comments, the most liked ones are still climbing their way up to the top. At a certain point, you have to ask yourself, wait, maybe there is a reason why people dislike Hasan. And to be honest, this is the honest truth coming from me. I lost respect for them after knowing they were such good friends with each other. Am I petty? Maybe. Is it unfair? Perhaps. But I do believe that people you associate yourself with are very telling about who you are as well. And that's why people are mad. The fans don't like the thought of them being friends with somebody like Hasan, knowing everything he has done. And the thing is, because there are so many extremes on both sides, it's easy to dismiss criticism as being unfair. But in my opinion, the hate of a person isn't suddenly made out of thin air, it's earned. I can't blame somebody for disliking him and being afraid that their favorite YouTubers are now associating themselves with him. If you flip the script with any other person, people would most likely agree. Like, let's say Mr. Beast associated himself with Logan Paul, which in my opinion is a fair comparison. I hold Hasan and Logan Paul to pretty much the exact same standard. Sometimes I think Hasan is even worse, since he has never publicly apologized for anything he has ever done. But of course, perhaps I'm just biased, and it's hindering the comparisons and my judgment. But I'm just a little guy on the internet. Who cares what I think, right? Tell me your opinion about this pointless drama below, and I'll see you later.